Hello traders and welcome back to the Market Tricks. Let's look for the trade ideas for tomorrow. Let's start with Bank Nifty, how to trade Bank Nifty tomorrow. So this is the daily chart for Bank Nifty, and if you see that there's this key decision point on the daily chart which we have marked from quite some time over here. And then if you see the Fibonacci retracement, we have seen from last 3-4 days that Bank Nifty actually tested this 61.8% retracement, created a perfect doji candle over here, and then there was a good reversal candle basically following that. So this level has been respected very well so far. 38,850 odd levels. Keep it marked actually on your charts. This is very important resistance right now for Bank Nifty. Whereas the Friday session, if you see over here, has again created a bullish candle. So this is a hammer like candle basically over here. And if you see like what is happening, every time when the bears are trying to push the market downwards, we see that there is a good buying coming basically. So buying in the dips is the way right now with Bank Nifty. What is there for us on tomorrow? So let's move on a shorter time frame chart right now on 15 minutes basically. And if you see, Bank Nifty was a gap down opening, and then there was some selling pressure in the morning session on Friday, and then we got tremendous recovery over here basically. Right now, it looks that Bank Nifty is supposed to give a gap up opening tomorrow, owing that there is an excellent result from HDFC Bank. So what I do expect is basically that Bank Nifty should be trying to open above this key decision point or the gray area which we have marked. So if you see over here, there is this another zone over here, this area. Okay, just above this key decision point, this is the zone where we have seen some selling started. Okay, and this was evident over here as well. So what I would prefer to take a long trade not before 38,520 odd levels over here. Okay, so I'm marking this level over here. This is this last swing high over here, 38,530. Let Bank Nifty break above this, which I expect with the help of a gap up opening. It should be opening just either on this level or somewhere above this on tomorrow. And thereon we can look for in just 5 minutes it should stay above this 38,530 odd levels, and we would look for a buying opportunity over here. Okay, so your buy will be above this level for about 50 to 60 points stop loss, and 1:2 risk to reward ratio is what you should be looking for in Bank Nifty. This is a very high probability setup which should happen tomorrow. If at all Bank Nifty opens gap up and suddenly there is a selling pressure, I would not prefer to short Bank Nifty in anywhere between this zone. Entire of this zone is not a shorting place for us. Let Bank Nifty come below this area. Just give me one moment. Let Bank Nifty come below this area once again, and let it break below this zone out here. All right, so let it break below this zone. My shorting would be somewhere around 38,290 odd level, not before that. Once we reaches to this level, there is a good probability that Bank Nifty will give you points fall. All right, so we need to be following this pattern over here. We need to be careful not to short within this range. All the dips over here are expected to bought back basically, so people will, like bulls will try to push the market up, which is again like as per my analysis is a low probability setup. Market should not, Bank Nifty should not come down. It will be opening a gap up and then it should sustain on the upper side basically. So this will be my high probability setup to go long in Bank Nifty. That's much for Bank Nifty. Let's move on Nifty now basically. So Nifty once again on daily chart, if you see, this is the key decision point over here. Once again Nifty is trying to kind of from last to 2 days reaching into this zone and couldn't really sustain. All right, so Nifty is right now, if you see, it is within this range over here. Okay, so from this 18,130 odd levels to 18,300 odd levels basically. Okay, so this is about 170 points range where the Nifty is kind of consolidating right now. I do expect Nifty to still remain into the consolidation zone only, so not a big move expected as such. But let's plan what we can do on Monday. So on the bullish side, hear me out very carefully. On the bullish side, we have already spoken that day before yesterday, like on Thursday, we had created this perfect double top over here, which is now a triple top. Once again, a very strong reversal indications over here that there is good number of sellers sitting on top for Nifty, and now it becomes even more evident, even more convincing setup that on this range you will see a selling pressure if Nifty tries to reaches there. Whereas we were bullish in the Bank Nifty, so what can happen is basically that of course Nifty can also, with the help of Bank Nifty, tries to kind of reach onto these levels once again. Probably will try to kind of break above as well. So in that case, once again, I got my key decision point. The only area where I would be looking for a buying opportunity in Nifty is just above these zone actually. Okay. So do not touch Nifty before 18,290. Let it reach there, sustain for 5 minutes, and then we can try to take a trade on the upper side, which will be of about 50 points, which will be again testing your higher level of this broad range which we have created on the daily time frame. Once again, 18,340 will be another resistance area over here. So your trade will be of about 50 points only. Keep about 25 points stop loss once this breaches on the upper side. So that will be my trade plan on the long side. Once again, not very convincing setup given the fact that there has been like quite evident selling on the top basically for Nifty. What can happen on the lower side? Okay, so on the lower side, if you see, I can very well create a trend line, which is a perfect trend line. If you see even further as well, this is a perfect trend line, 45-degree angled, and if you see, so many times this has been respected so far. So over here once again we reached into similar zone. Always look these as a zone, not a single line basically. Okay, so this has been respected multiple times. Again, no shorting Nifty above this trend line. Let it break below, and once it breaks below, convincingly stays for 5 minutes below the trend line, then you can go for a shorting opportunity within say somewhere around 18,180 odd levels. From there on, you will get a 50 pointer on the lower side. Keep 25 points stop loss over here as well. And then there is this virgin gap which we have marked day before yesterday. If Nifty reaches into this range, there is a good probability of reaching to 18,060 odd levels, so 18,070 odd levels over here. Okay, so that makes it like 1:2, 1:3 risk to reward ratio trade only if we reaches into this range and stays. If you see, very tremendous buying has been seen over here. We have tested the upper side of this virgin gap on Friday, but immediately within the first candle, within the first 1 minute, Nifty pulled back basically, and thereon it didn't reach into this zone. So I will still count this zone as a virgin gap. It is still yet to be filled. Let Nifty come down below this trend line, sustain, and then there will be a good shorting trade for us. That is much for Nifty. This is how we should be planning our trade for Nifty. Some of the top trade ideas in stocks. My first pick will be granules. If you see on the daily time frame chart, this was the previous swing high. From there we have seen very decent selling once over here and second time over here. And if you see right now, with some amazing volume, it has given a proper breakout. All right, so granules is my top pick for going long on tomorrow. And let's just look at the shorter time frame, how we should be planning our trade. So as long as we are above this gray zone, opening anywhere into this area, a perfect buying candidate for us to look forward. I'll be planning my trade only and only above the high of Friday. So let it break above this high. So my entry point will be 362 odd levels, not before that, 362.5 to be precise. Okay, and then thereon just keep 1% stop loss. So your stop loss will be somewhere around 259 odd levels. No need to keep a 2% stop loss below this swing low. We are trading intraday, so 1:1 risk to reward ratio in the stocks which we will be looking for. 3 rupees stop loss, 3.5 max, not more than that. 259 will be your stop loss. Look for 1:1 risk to reward ratio on the upper side, and then you can trail your trade basically for higher risk to reward ratios as well. So this is how we should be planning granules, only on the long side, no looking for shorting in granules. Second stock for Monday is IRCTC. Once again, if you see, IRCTC is actually over here, it has broken its immediate resistance zone. All right, amazing resistance zone was here actually, and it has broken with some quite good volume also. What I expect IRCTC to test next is basically this level, 928 levels. It should be testing, not necessarily just tomorrow, but in next 1 or 2 days. My trade plan for tomorrow will be, once again, if you see a flat top over here, this is a classic price action pattern, a flat top. Let it break above, let it sustain for 5 minutes. So 907, 908 odd levels will be your entry levels for IRCTC. Keep 1% stop loss, about 9 to 10 rupees max stop loss, and that is what we should be looking for in terms of profit target as well. So 918, 920 would be your immediate profit target for IRCTC tomorrow. Next stock is Chambal Fertilizers. Once again on daily time frame, an amazing breakout. Okay, so this breakout was given like on 2 days back over here. So we had like a closing above this top on 12th of January. Then we have got one very narrow or a small candle over here. This is a classic pause and go setup where the price was just like stayed 1 day in a range, tested whether if there is any selling or not, and now once again it's in the control of bulls right now with some amazing volumes in past. All green candles over here, if you see, for so many days, all the green candles, wherever there is price is moving up, there is tremendously high volume in this stock. So that makes a very convincing trade on the long side. Coming to the 15-minute time frame, again, if you see, stock has closed just above its day high, just near its day high over here. So 469 or 470 to be precise, 470 will be my entry over here. Keep the maximum stop loss 467, about 3 rupees stop loss over here, and 1:1 minimum risk to reward ratio. You can very well trail this trade to 1:2 risk to reward ratio as well, quite possible. Last pick for tomorrow is BAL, and once again, if you see, it has once again tested over here this pretty much breakout setups over here as well. So earlier, if you see in BAL, what has happened, this area was a resistance, then we got a breakout candle over here, pause and go, similar setup like Chambal Fertilizers, and we have seen tremendously good upside on these two candles. Look for the from the intraday traders point of view. So these two candles were really good candles to do trade intraday basically. Exact the same setup I am expecting in BAL on tomorrow. So it has tested the 222, which is the high of this range over here yesterday, and very well there is a good opportunity over here. Let it break above 222. Keep about 1% stop loss. So 220 will be your stop loss over here, which makes it like this 15-minute candle will be your overall risk limit, and then let it run 1:1 minimum risk to reward ratio. You can go for 1:2 as well by trailing your stop loss. This much for today. Thanks all for watching, and if you like the content, please like the video, share and subscribe the channel. Press the bell icon to get all the notifications for new videos. Thank you all.